Hey friends, I moved to Georgia 2 months ago and it's been quite a journey. There have been ups and downs, but I always remind myself why I'm here. The stunning mountains, lakes, and cultural sites. Today I'm taking you along on a day trip to explore some new places. Let's go! Today I'm exploring Georgia again. I went from Tbilisi to this place. It's an ancient site. I will not even attempt to pronounce it because the name is kind of difficult, but I will put it somewhere here. It's so exciting. It's a cave town. It's really old. Lots of different people used to live here throughout the time. It's not my first time exploring cave towns, and every time when I do that I'm just fascinated by the history. It's just incredible that people used to live like this, and you can learn about their habits, their daily rituals. There are these temples that are carved out in caves, and special places for making sacrifices and wine cellars, and all of this is so interesting. And of course the nature here is really beautiful. The view is just amazing. The mountains, the river. You know, I brought a drone to make some shots, but unfortunately I forgot the SD card. But still, with my camera I think I will be able to capture some nice views. Uplistsikhe is a fascinating cave city by the Jvari river. Its history dates back to the 6th century BC, serving as a major political and religious center. It had temples dedicated to the sun goddess and later became a residence for Christian kings. It was also a key trade hub on the route from Asia to Europe. About 20,000 people once lived here, making it one of the oldest settlements in the Caucasus. I just loved wandering around the cave city. You can see a theater, a pharmacy, a sun temple for animal sacrifices, and a long tunnel down to the river, used as an emergency escape and for water. There is also a little church called the Church of Prince. It's typical for Georgia, minimalistic and dark, with stone walls. The atmosphere there is really mysterious. The weather in the mountains is changing all the time. When we came here it was raining and now the sun came out and it's just so hot, but it's nice. Yeah, this place is a little bit touristy, especially now because it's summer and it's the weekend, but still you can enjoy this place. I'm traveling with a little group. There are like 6 American people and 1 Georgian guide, and it's really exciting. We are traveling by a minibus and we'll visit some interesting places in this region. This is our first stop, and then we will go to Gori. It's a little town where Joseph Stalin was born. There is a Stalin Museum there, and also we'll see a monastery. So I'm gonna show you all of that.
Right now, so we have Svetitskhoveli as a wine presser. It's like a big oak barrel thing. But at the time they did like this. There was sort of grapes inside this hole and just flow inside there.
So this was the public toilet and also prison. Yeah, that's so violent. Oh, there is a lizard. Hello. Then we went to Gori, where we visited the main attraction, the Stalin Museum. Gori is Stalin's birthplace, and the museum includes his private railway carriage and a memorial hall covering his early life in Gori and Tbilisi. You can even see the little house where he was born. So we've come to the Stalin Museum. It seems like it's a popular place. There are a lot of people coming here from different countries. The guide told me that they haven't renovated this building just because they want to show that they're not investing the money into the memory of that regime. So that kind of makes sense, but the building looks nice. And here there is a train by which Stalin traveled.
Guys, this museum is actually the most profitable museum in Georgia. Wow. There's actually a lot of Germans who come here. A lot of Russians as well, of course.
So we've had our walk around the museum. It was pretty interesting, also very busy. There are so many tourists here from different countries, like from China, Germany, the US. It's a really popular spot. It was interesting to learn about Stalin, I guess, and you can see a lot of objects owned by him in this place, like his clothes and his chess set, his table and everything. You know what's interesting about Stalin and Georgia is that they have really mixed feelings about him. My guide told me that the people in this little town, Gori, they love Stalin and they're really proud of him, that, you know, this big figure was born in this place. That's why they cherish his memory. But if you ask Georgian people from other parts of the country, not many of them will like him. So apparently Stalin didn't really like traveling by plane, which kind of made sense because it wasn't very safe for him. So he moved by train, and here you can see the carriage that he traveled by. Yeah, and we're gonna go inside.
This is like a dining room, like where they used to hang out at. He actually really loved Georgian wine. I guess everyone does. Everything is like you saw is fully original again. Just the glasses on the windows are changed. So we know for a fact that he went to Tehran conference in this train carriage, also to Potsdam conference in this train. So he was mainly using it during the Second World War because again, flying wasn't the best option for transport at the time.
Now we'll have a lunch break. It's in Gori, and the cafe is called Joseph. It's named after Joseph Stalin, and we're gonna try some traditional Georgian food. This restaurant looks fancy. Wow, it looks good.
Like walnuts, I think. Pchali is some vegetables. That's cucumber and tomato salad, Caesar salad, and cauliflower mayonnaise as well.
Cool. Also the Georgian lemonade. Nice. So cute. Well, the lunch was really good. I'm so full. You know, they kept bringing us food and I didn't know when it was gonna stop. We tried the traditional Georgian dishes, and of course we couldn't finish the food because I guess Georgian people are so generous and they don't want you to leave the table hungry. After lunch, we headed to Mtskheta, also known as Little Jerusalem, for its many cultural and religious sites. It used to be the capital of Georgia. I really loved strolling down the old streets of this town. They're so pretty. Several days later, I decided to come back to this place just because I really like this town. I wanted to enjoy it more and explore its little streets and just be there without so many tourists. And actually, it was raining and it was so beautiful, and I really love these pomegranate trees. I had never actually seen them in bloom, but just look at these flowers, they're so pretty. And in the city there are so many monasteries you can go to just to learn about the history and feel the special calm energy in those places. So now we've arrived to a town, it's called Mtskheta. It's really beautiful and it was built in the 6th century BC, if I'm not mistaken. This town is protected by UNESCO, so interesting. Finally, we visited Svetitskhoveli, a large church with complex architecture. It's been the main place of worship for the Georgian Orthodox community since the 11th century, and it's also on the UNESCO World Heritage List. It's believed to house Christ's robe, a significant relic to the Orthodox world. Wow, today is such a hot day, but you know, this place is so amazing. I really love the architecture of this church. I love the mix of this Christian symbols and pagan symbols, like the animals, sheep and bulls, together with angels. Also, this church is asymmetrical. Seems like the architect was really creative when he was making the plan of this church, and the mountains in the background look just magnificent. Such a magical place. You know, it got really hot and I started feeling kind of dizzy and weak. I just went to sit in the shade on a bench and two priests sat next to me. One of them was like really talkative and friendly and he saw probably my facial expression. He gave me a little cup of holy water that was ice cold, and this was like the best medicine to me. Now I'm feeling refreshed and he was so friendly. He asked me where I was from. I told him that I was from Ijevsk, and he started speaking about the industry of my hometown. The motorcycles that they used to produce in the Soviet Union in my hometown. It's so funny and down to earth, and yeah, I feel a lot better after this cup of water. Ugh.
Миром вам, благословляет Ижевск и Ижевстан все. Счастья вам, здоровья. И больше мотоциклов пускайте. И ходили быстро и хорошо. Сейчас везде пробка. Не работает, да. Машины не работают. Мотоцикл хорошо, давай, сделайте побольше. Загрузил тоже.
Да, загрузил.
Мира вам, здоровья все.
It's a wine ice cream. Get right. Say cheers and you can eat.
You know, it's the most Georgian thing. In summer, wine ice cream. I've never tried this before. Very interesting. Well, it tastes like grapes a little bit. I wouldn't say it really tastes like wine. I don't even know if there is wine in this ice cream, but it's good. At least it's cold. Because, yeah, it's so hot today.
Running out of time for so long. Hello, 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 Leo. Now I'm running out of so long. Hello, 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 Leo. Hope I got the time to tell you. Hello, hello.
East of Mtskheta, Jvari monastery stands on a rocky cliff overlooking the city. According to a legend, this is where Saint Nina, the woman who brought Christianity to Georgia, set up her wooden cross in the 4th century. It's on the UNESCO World Heritage List. Despite the tourists, I could feel its special energy, and I can see why many people come here to get married. No, it feels like Georgia is a country of contrasts, and I love it because on one day you can go to these ancient monasteries in the mountains, and then again on the same day visit the Museum of Stalin. And the nature, of course, is just magnificent. I have no words to describe these mountains.
That will always stay.